Welcome, everyone, to the L7C Podcast Superhero Edition. Today, we are finally doing the podcast we've alluded to the past couple. We are finally just focusing on the CW, the Arrowverse, and what the hell has been going on over there and other DC stuff. This is going to be full CW DC, and we're here to talk about it. We got the captain, Byron Mitchell. How are you doing today?
I'm great. It's been a good Sunday so far. I'm ready to get after it.
Hey, the captain's ready to get after it, so let's get into it. Byron, man, we wanted to make this podcast its own because there's just a lot to talk about. So, as people know, TV stations and all that, they go through their cancellations, renewals, all of that stuff. CW was doing their typical stuff. And it was kind of weird because from Arrowverse shows, Flash is getting season 9. Shout out to Flash. Now the longest running Arrowverse show in history. Really hoping they get to 10, just to get to 10. Really hoping on that. Superman and Lois, I mean, they get renewed after like the first 2 episodes of season 2. They're coming for season 3.
Mm-hmm.
But those were the only 2 immediate ones. Then we were like, wait a minute, where's Legends of Tomorrow? Where's Stargirl?
Mm-hmm.
Where's Naomi? Where's Batwoman? And we're really sitting there at limbo like, okay, what's going on? And then even with Stargirl, we're just going to fast forward to Stargirl real quick before we focus on the other stuff. Stargirl, we didn't know was coming back until CW did their promo trailer for their lineup in the falls and winter. And they're like, oh, Stargirl's there. I was like, well, that's the most nonchalant saying that Stargirl's coming back.
But that was a really weird way to announce a renewal of a show that people actually enjoy.
So then it happened, which it was so confusing. Legends of Tomorrow gets canceled after 7 seasons. Batwoman gets canceled after 3 seasons. And Naomi gets canceled after 1 season. Byron, I know you have a lot of thoughts before I ask you some questions. Go ahead.
My first thought when I heard about the cancellations, I'm like, both seasons of Legends and Batwoman came off with really good seasons. We had the cliffhanger ending of Legends that Sarah and Ava were pregnant, so they were going to do that. Then they got arrested along with Booster Gold. So in a potential season 8, they would have built off of that and probably had another good season 8. Batwoman had a cliffhanger. I think it was like some zombie character coming, which I didn't know about, but I was really interested in. And then Naomi got canceled after 1 season. I really tried to get into Naomi, but I couldn't. So I wasn't really surprised about Naomi being canceled, but I was definitely shocked about Batwoman and Legends being canceled.
Yeah, because this is crazy in the fact that the Arrowverse has been going on since 2012, so like 10 years. And these are the first time that shows, Batwoman and Legends specifically, didn't get like the final season promotions.
Yeah, they didn't get a series finale like Arrow did or Supergirl did, and even Black Lightning, they got a series finale too.
Yeah, because those ones told you this was going to be the final season.
Mm-hmm.
So those other shows went in not knowing this was going to be the final season. And a lot of people, man, were really upset about it. I'm not happy about it at all because I felt like Batwoman, now Ryan Ryder, her real name, Javicia Leslie?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was finally coming into her own after 2 seasons. They were going their own direction because everyone, if you've listened to us, Batwoman's gone through a lot. Obviously, the first season with Ruby Rose, people not liking her, then Ruby Rose leaving, putting stuff in a tailspin. So they're getting in their own and they don't get to finish that. And the Legends of Tomorrow is the 3rd longest Arrowverse show. with 7 seasons, just one season away from tying Arrow for number 2. And I think the biggest thing is we don't get a series finale for Sarah Lance, Katie Leutz, one of the original people.
Yeah, she's been there since day one. Literally, first Arrow episode, she was in that.
So with that too, there's been a whole bunch of bring Legends back, bring Batwoman back. There's been a whole bunch of promotion, like getting billboards in New York Times Square, getting planes with banners. Like, it's crazy because no one saw these coming.
They really came out of nowhere. Like, I thought Batwoman, Legends, and Naomi were going to get another season, but out of nowhere they said, no, we're not going to do it. It was very shocking.
So then, just to go into more things, which this one really gets you hot. And then when they got canceled, then there was reports saying, wait, CW wanted these shows back. But we're like, wait, CW wanted the shows back, but CW canceled? What are we talking about here? So apparently, Hollywood Reporter claimed that the CW CEO, Mark Pedowitz, really wanted to bring back Batwoman and Legends of Tomorrow. But one of the network owners, Warner Brothers Discovery, no longer wanted to pay the leases on the studio space, which expired May 1st, promoting the April cancellations of both shows. Byron, what do you think of that?
That is the wildest reason to cancel a TV series. One, because I know Warner Bros. Discovery makes a lot of money. They are the ones that do the DCEU movies. And I know Aquaman made $1 billion. I know the new Batman made almost close to $1 billion. So I know they got money. So to not want to renew their leases just reminds me of the whole, I'm going to tie this into our WWE podcast, that Vince McMahon fire wrestlers because they didn't have the budget for them, which we all know is bullshit because we get their quarterly earnings and they make profit every quarter.
Yeah, because apparently Warner Brothers Discovery was cost-cutting efforts because the $43 billion merger of Warner Brother Media Discovery left Warner Brothers Discovery owing about $55 million. So apparently they're cutting costs because also Discovery stopped CNN Plus. But there was always these talks about the CW getting sold, but obviously there's been nothing coming from that. So that was crazy in itself. But then you go to, I hope I have it up here. President or whatever of the CW, not the person I just named, another person, where she was like, we're still in the superhero game.
Yeah, how are you in a superhero game if you cancel 3 superhero shows? That doesn't make sense to me.
I just want to make sure I get. Yeah, so it was Pedowitz saying that we're still in the superhero business after Stargirl's coming in the fall, then Superman and Lois and Flash. And he said, for all the CW DC universe, we still have Gotham Knights. We are still staying in the superhero business. We're still staying with Greg Bertinelli. Greg Bertinelli, who's a mastermind, which he is, in creating DC Universe television. He admitted the lineup isn't as robust as it's been in the past, but added that we started with one, which was Arrow 10 years ago, and now we've moved to create a whole bunch of superheroes and proud of it. We plan to stay in this business no matter what the outcome of the event of the sale or no sale. I think the Warner side realizes the value of having these properties up. DC Comics realizes the value of having these up. Legends created a whole new life for characters that may not have existed or used, which is true. And they may not have seen the light of day. That is very true. A lot of these people on Legends no one's even heard of. And they have brought decisions on the flat. Has confirmed there has no been decision made as yet if the 9th season of The Flash will be its last with the series returning. So he says they're still in the superhero game. He's right. They did start with one. They started with Arrow, and that spawned a whole universe. And now they're going backwards with now Superman and Lois, Flash, Stargirl, and Gotham Knights. And to just go to Gotham Knights, it made no sense that if you're canceling for space, so where's Gotham Knights play? Are they in the same space?
Apparently, they're in a different space. Because if I find out they're in the same space, I'm going to be hot.
And then what also too is, which came out of nowhere a couple of days ago, the Gotham Knights trailer came out. And I know a lot of people in this day and age talk about like hyperboles, over exaggerating. I've watched every CW Arrowverse show.
Mm-hmm.
I remember all the trailers when they first started. This was by far the worst trailer for the Arrowverse I've seen in my entire life. And it is the worst superhero trailer I have ever seen.
I agree. That trailer was trash. I literally texted our Arrowverse group chat, said, what in the teen drama is Gotham Knights about to be about?
And I'm like, first off, there's just a whole bunch of things. Like Oscar Morgan plays the main character, Turner Hayes, who's Bruce Wayne's adopted son. That has never been a person Bruce Wayne has adopted at all. So that's one thing. Apparently, Bruce Wayne is killed, and Harvey Dent is like, "Oh, did you know your dad was Batman?" I'm like, "What? What are we talking? What are we doing here?" The trailer was so bad. So bad. The Gotham Knights video game tweeted saying the Gotham Knights game and the upcoming TV show are separate projects with no connection. They basically said, we don't want to be associated with that trash, and don't not buy our game because you think it's going to be like that, because that is not how our game's going to be. We are not associated with that. That's bad.
That is bad when an upcoming game has to disassociate with a TV show because the trailer was that bad and everyone was on Twitter, Facebook bashing it.
Yeah, there's not been one person I've seen who's given a good review of that Gotham Knights trailer. Because it's bad. It's really bad.
Right. And then back to the Harvey Dent thing. Shouldn't he be Two-Face by now?
Yeah, if Batman's around, then he should be getting to Two-Face. Like if he's been around that long that he's adopting kids, yes.
Yeah, but he was unscarred, no Two-Face. I don't know. I don't know about this one. Like I am not excited about it, but I will give that old college try and watch the first episode.
Oh, I don't even know if I'll do that. I might watch the clip. I'll probably have to watch the first episode, but it's like, and then they were in the trailers like, aren't you the Joker's daughter? I'm like, what is happening? What?
Right. Joker never had a daughter.
And we get it. People do their own takes on stuff. They make their own stories. This is the DC. This could be on a whole different universe. Sure, that's fine. But you don't present it in such because the trailer just looks so awful. I'm already going to say right now, it's now after substantial backlash. It's like you got rid of Legends of Tomorrow season 8, Batwoman, who was also in Gotham season 4 for this.
Yeah, it's not looking like a good decision. I mean, originally it's not a good decision to cancel shows without giving them a proper series finale because you don't want to run out the space, but this just adds to the bullshit decision of that.
I think I'll go on record right now. It's even way before 2023. I think it's going to be the lowest rated CW superhero show premiere in history.
I will agree with that. I'll even take you one step further. I don't see it getting renewed. Based off of this trailer, I'd say one season and done.
I do too. Unless people tune in to see how bad it is. And it becomes one of those shows you're watching because it's so bad, you want to laugh at it.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
I haven't seen anyone say anything good about it. The fact the video game doesn't want to be associated with you, I can't imagine how they're going to try and promote this. Like, because the backlash is real. It's real.
Yeah. Like, I remember, like, when the poster first came out for it, like, it just looked like a generic show. Like you could replace Gotham Knights with anything, and it'll just be like the same.
Yeah, that was bad. That was super, super bad. But on the video game standpoint, Byron, you did have news that we are going to be getting a new trailer.
Yeah, for Gotham Knights, they are going to be at Summerfest, which I think is this Thursday, which is I believe the 9th.
Yes, it is.
Yep, and they're supposed to be having a new trailer for Gotham Knights during Summerfest.
Well, Byron, Gotham Knights, the video game, also has some controversy too, because before it was getting pushed back, it was going to be on all platforms. Ever since the pushback now, it's only going to be on the new Xbox and PlayStation. That has a lot of people upset because, as you well know, there are not a lot of people have a PlayStation 5 or the new Xbox because of shortages, especially during the pandemic and all of that. And now that you're only going to have it on those two systems, that caused some outrage. What do you think?
At first, I mean, I don't agree with the decision because, like you said, like PS5s and the new Xboxes are literally not in stores. You literally have to have a hookup to get either one of them. So I think that's a terrible decision to not get it out to as many consoles as possible, especially with the shortage of PS5 and stuff. So I get the outrage, even still, because like PlayStation just had like a little 30-minute show, and like games in 2023 are still going to be on the PS4. So Gotham Knights not having a PS4 and Xbox One version is not good marketing.
And even like Byron, like you said, I went to the store today, stores that sell games, a Walmart, a Target, things like that. You go there, they'll have PlayStation 5 controllers and headsets, but no PlayStation 5s.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a good look for PlayStation 5 or Xbox One, Series X.
And I could have understood if the game was coming out next year. That would have gave people more time. But the fact that the game, you pushed it back and it's coming out in the fall, and you're expecting all those people to go get a PS5 or new Xbox, I don't like that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be coming out right now, October 25th, if there's no more delays and pushbacks.
But we'll see. We'll see. I get it. Sooner or later, I mean, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, they're still very heavily played to this day. So sooner or later, they won't have the new games, but I don't know if that time is right now. So that's happening on the 9th. But coming up on the 8th, we have Black Adam.
Yep, Black Adam is supposed to be getting an official trailer on June 8th. Rock just tweeted that out a couple of days ago. So I'm excited. I was excited about the teaser trailer that they showed at DC Fandom last year. So I'm really excited to see what the full trailer is going to be like.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for it as well. Finally see the full trailer, see what's going to be in the trailer, see how much they're going to show. This Rock's been cast as Black Adam for almost 10 plus years, and we're finally going to get the first movie. His signature line, the hierarchy in DC, is about to change. So we're going to see. We'll see what surprises are in store for this movie, and we'll go from there, man.
I really hope that they don't show too much in the first trailer like Doctor Strange did. Hopefully people have learned from that and will, keep it as hush as they need to.
Yeah, because I have to be a little bit careful, because for a lot of people, this is going to be the origin story, the origin movie, because a lot of people who may not know who Black Adam is. So you obviously have to do the origin, fight the first bad. You got the Justice Society in there with Dr. Faith, Hawkman, all of that. So that's going to be really cool to see the society going into this movie. So those are really what's going on with DC Comics wise. The Dark Crisis, the Road to Dark Crisis has begun. I know I am reading those things, and it's one of those situations where, Byron, we connected it to wrestling, so I'm gonna connect it to wrestling too. the main Justice League right now is dead,
Oh,
apparently. Spectre became the Darkness. It's a whole bunch of craziness. So now you have all the young people, young heroes, or some experienced heroes like, what do we do when our top people are gone? There was some villain who came to Gotham and Nightwing stopped him. He's like, dude, you're a Central City villain. What are you doing? He's like, the Justice League's dead, which means Batman's not in Gotham, which means it's ripe for the taking. And obviously, Nightwing is one of the, and Wally West, they're one of the more super experienced heroes left.
mhm.
So they're trying to tell people to calm down. Now you're going to try and potentially make a new Justice League, potentially, because you don't know what happened in the originals. Are they coming back? It's like we talk about WWE. It's great to have your current people. Your current people are your current people. But you sometimes gotta prepare the world and all that for when that current person leaves.
Yeah, you got to build up your young stars because eventually the current generations are going to move on to movies, TV shows, all life. So got to prepare the young ones to take their spots.
Yep. So Road to Dark Crisis. There's only been 2-3 issues. I really encourage everyone to pick those up. DC Comics, when they do these big things, they never miss. When it's Crisis involved, it's a real big deal in the DC universe. As taken from the Rock's line, things are going to change. I mean, the last kind of semi-crisis was the collision of Dr. Manhattan and Superman. So, things are going to change in there. Video game wise, we already talked about Gotham Knights. We haven't. Suicide Squad. Are we getting anything from them this summer? And we're back again. Don't know why that happened. Technical difficulties. But anyway, as I was saying, Byron, anything on Suicide Squad?
Suicide Squad.
To kill the Justice League for.
I don't know if they're going to be at Summer Fest. I know they got pushed back to release date of 2023. Don't know the official release date. Hopefully we'll get something at Summerfest. I don't think we will, though.
Okay. I know we've talked about this a lot, but DC really needs to hit on these games.
Yes, because they haven't had one since Arkham Knight?
No, well, that would have been. They haven't had a game since Injustice 2.
Injustice 2.
In console 2017.
Yeah. So their first game is going to come in 2022. So yeah, they definitely need to hit on Gotham Knights.
I know people bring it up Injustice 2 with that storyline, wondering if we'll ever get an Injustice 3. But you're right. From Injustice 2, then we had Arkham Knight, which was 2015. So they have not had a console game in a very, very long time.
Yeah, 5 years. That's a long gap. And I feel like Marvel puts out a game like every other year.
Yeah, they've really started to get into the games, especially when they have Spider-Man PS4, Miles Morales, The Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy. Now they got Wolverine coming. They got Amazing Spider-Man. They got Spider-Man 2 coming. They got a lot of stuff. I mean, Marvel's Avengers putting out DLC, all that jazz. And so, yeah, DC's really got to pick it back up on the gaming. They've really, really slacked on it.
Yeah, hopefully, like I said, Gotham Knights will hit it out of the park and they'll be able to get back in that cadence of putting out games. At least we'll have games in 2022 and 2023 with Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
It's true. That's true. Byron, anything else in the DC world that you want to talk about? We're going to have we got trailers. We got 2 trailers this week.
We do. News came out earlier this week that actually I have to find that in our text group. About DC wanting to find basically the Kevin Feige of the DC WB Discovery. I gotta find that exact tweet.
Which is kind of funny too, because people don't realize Kevin Feige was about to go to DC because of creative differences he had with the person in charge at the time. And he was about to go, but that person left, and he stayed, and the rest is history.
Yeah. So the tweet from Screen Rant is Warner Bros. Discovery is looking at Joker director Todd Phillips to be their answer to Kevin Feige as they want him to advise on future DC films.
I mean, he's obviously he's a good pick for it. Obviously with Joker, but they had that person who they thought was it with Jeff Johns, and then I guess that just stopped. So my thing is, if you want to do it, I mean, for all his faults and all of that, I do like Tom, but it's gonna swallow some pride from that place. But you go knock on Zach's door.
Oh, definitely knock on Zach's door. He had a vision, literally had a vision for the DCEU, and they, for some reason, didn't want to go in that direction.
Yep, I mean, you go knock on Zach's door, I think he'd do it. I don't think, even though he has advised on some stuff, I don't think Christopher would do it. Nolan, so I really think Zach would. I mean, if you're going to director people, you got Patty Jenkins up there. I mean, you got James Wang for Aquaman. Like, you got those people up there. So, but my pick would be to go knock on Zach's.
I definitely would love for Zack Snyder to come back, restore the Snyderverse.
But that's how quickly things change. Just think about it. If Marvel, Disney, Paramount at the time didn't fire the dude Kevin Feige didn't like, Kevin Feige would be in DC, and all these things would have been different.
That would have been crazy. Like, somewhere in an alternate universe, Kevin Feige is directing the DCEU.
Yeah, it's crazy. Byron, anything else?
Nope. I think we covered everything. CW, please get your shit together and bring back Legends and Batwoman. Also, I mean, if you want to bring back superhero shows, because you're in the superhero making business, which I don't feel like you are. Bring back Green Arrow and the Canaries, and bring back Painkiller. If you want to really get people back on your side.
Yeah, I agree. It's already crazy too, because like the promotion stuff for like Batwoman, like the digital Blu-ray DVDs and Legends already has like the final season on it.
That is so wild.
Which now we know it's the final season, but you didn't tell us, or them going in, or because they could have changed the story. But my biggest thing with, obviously, I already mentioned it with Katie Leutz, she definitely deserves more respect. She needs some closure. Flash, Superman, Lois, whoever, need to get them on crossovers. Obviously, we saw with shows being over, the characters still live and were able to be on the Flash's Armageddon. So hopefully with that, because Katie Leutz, man, like you said, she was on the very first episode where the boat got shipwrecked. She was a very prominent character in season 2 of Arrow. Season 3, she was prominent as she died. And then you see Laurel's ascension. Season 4, she came back to life. Then she becomes the main character of her own show and then rides that for 7 seasons. Unlike the very first crossover where Oliver and Sarah are talking, Stephen Amell and Katie Leutz, as she said, it's weird to think that all of this whole universe basically started because of these two, of them getting on that boat.
Yeah, if they never would have gotten on that boat, we never would have had the Arrowverse.
Which is crazy. The two of them. And I know everyone, I still was shipping Oliver and Sarah, because that makes more sense for Mia being their kid than Mia being Felicity's kid, because she has none of Felicity's genius.
No, she does not. Definitely makes more sense, like you said, for her to be Oliver and Sarah's kid instead of Felicity's. But William, would be, I guess, Felicity's stepson, got all her genius.
Yeah, which wasn't born from, and that was so messed up how his mom, that was wild. But hey, I get it. Sarah was with Oliver, with Nyssa, with Ava, which, is kind of weird, because when Oliver's funeral at the end of season 8, Nyssa introduces Sarah to Talia and says, "This is my love, Sarah." And I'm like, oh, this is hella awkward. Because I guess y'all still dating, but she's married to Ava. Like what? Like that's something too. Wish we'd have got that Ava Nissa confrontation.
Man, that would have been something. That would have been. I would have loved to see that.
But we'll never have to. You just have to. With Arrowverse now being done, I recommend there are Arrowverse books out there. Definitely get those books on Kindle or on paperback or whatever, so that you could read these stories that you didn't see on TV. Because that's what I'm going to start going back and rereading some of those. Because like, man, these are stories I won't ever get to see on TV. So
sad.
But with that being said, thank you everyone for listening to the L7C podcast. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. Like, rate, comment, subscribe, and y'all take care.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.